Thank you everyone for attending this evening to support me and my fellow classmates. Whether you're a parent, teacher, or a board member, we appreciate each and every one of you. I am so honored to be selected to speak in front of you on this very memorable day. To start off, I also like to thank all of the teachers who have taken their time to educate us. Those who were willing to stay after school or class to reteach a lesson we couldn't comprehend, or to those who were willing to lend an ear for students who needed someone to talk to. But out of everything else, I greatly respect them for having the patience to deal with us hooligans every day, especially in this last month. Although we may irritate and annoy them at times, they are probably some of the most important people in our lives, whether we know it or not. They watched us grow up into the young adults that we are today, from the lost confused freshmen back in 2013. The teachers are like our second set of parents, or for some, our first. They taught us about the real world, helped us fill out college applications, pushed us to be greater, and here they are now, watching us graduate. My teachers here at Wynwoods High School have helped me on a personal and educational level. Because of the great relationships students have with teachers, I was able to grow this connection with some of them where I no longer saw them as just teachers, but people who generally cared about me and how well I was doing. So I thank you with all of my heart, and let's give a round of applause for the teachers. Now, today is about us, about how we managed to push ourselves this far, even though we've all thought, this be doing the most. I'm sure almost every teacher has heard students say that. In fact, teachers such as Mrs. Roy and Coach C embraces the saying as they have it posted in their classrooms to mock us. Take a moment to look around and remember the faces you see here today, because each and every one of you are part of a family. Your siblings are the classmates you've known or seen since kindergarten or even first grade. But for me, I was adopted into the family in 2012 in my 8th grade year, and I've never felt so welcome in my whole life. You accepted me into your family with open arms, and I will never forget that moment. Since then, we watched each other grow up, laugh together, and helped each other throughout the years. The parents are, of course, the teachers, who make sure that they take care of the kids and teach them everything they need to know to be prepared for the scariest and darkest thing yet, being an adult. The principal and assistant principal of the school are like the grandparents. They're the last people anyone will want to see when you're in trouble. They'll fix your behavior real quick and make sure you're in line. Trust me, you do not want to end up writing a 5-page paper stating what you did wrong and what life lesson you learned from it. Isn't that right, Mr. Martin? It was a long paper. You see, everyone at Wynwoods is family, whether you're only here for half the year, speak a different language, or you're from another country. Because none of that matters. In my eyes, I see all of you as my family, and I hope you've come to see it too. But of course, family are the ones who came here today, sitting on those stands to cheer us on. I'm sure my parents are surprised to see me up here speaking at my graduation, since I didn't tell them anything about this. Although I'm not the valedictorian of my class, I wanted to speak today because I want to do something that none of my family members has ever done, and I know I'd regret it if I didn't. I said that today is about us, and I wouldn't talk about myself. But when you get a chance like this, it's hard not to acknowledge the people in my life. So to start off, Mom. She is the definition of a strong woman. For a long time, she worked hard every day to support her 4 kids alone without anyone else to help her. She tried to do everything right when it came to being a single mother, and sometimes things didn't turn out the way that she wanted them to. Eventually, the family began to break apart as the years passed and we were getting older. But in the end, I think everything turned out to be okay. I think that watching her kids graduate meant that she did everything right and that things were supposed to happen for a reason. I understand now that after so many years of my mother watching over me, my brother, and my sister, there will be a time where it will be our turn to take care of her. I'd also like to thank the 2 father figures in my life, both my dad and my stepdad. When it comes to having 2 parents trying to be that one figure in a child's life, sometimes it's the adults that has to understand that a child can love both of them equally. There's no I like him more than the other, because both of them provided me with the same kind of fatherly love that every daughter wants and needs. We would all like to acknowledge our parents, the single mothers, single fathers, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and those unnamed who played a role in our lives. I know all of you just want to get out of here, so let me say this last thing before I go. Family is anyone you would consider family. You don't have to necessarily be blood related, but just the connection you have with each other can make them family. So thank you for teaching me what family is, and no matter where the future may bring us, we will always be a Wynn Woods family. I also want to say one last thing as well. From me and the class of 2017, we would like to thank Quizlet for helping us get here, because without Quizlet, we wouldn't even be here for real.